We're back.
Yep.
So, folks, our last segment we discussed pregnancy. And we kind of talked about the physical attributes of pregnancy and like why that feels so crazy. Why do we break out into like extreme rash, pimples, bumps everywhere? And why people lie to us and say we have a glow. Why lie to me? Because now I'm extremely emotional.
Yeah.
So,
Speaking of emotions.
Right?
It's the one time in your life where you do have literally your hormones are off balance, right? You've got all kind of new things happening. And, you know, Lord bless our significant others and spouses and boyfriends.
Co-workers, supervisors.
All of them.
They should know right away.
Really anybody in your path.
Yeah.
Because
anyone in your direct path, okay? You're like a tornado or hurricane.
Yeah, so for those of you guys who knew people or know people right now who are pregnant, thank you. Give them grace.
Give them grace.
They didn't mean it. They didn't mean to snap.
Yeah, they didn't snap. But you know what? Like, I think the thing that's important to discuss here, and I wish husbands understood this, but it's really hard for you guys to understand that, like, something can almost take over your body.
Yeah.
But, like, emotionally, we're not making sound decisions. Emotionally, we're first of all, we're making a human inside of us. Can we just, let's just drop the mic
that
right
alone. We got grace for that.
We're making a whole human being that's going to grow up to have their own personality, their own life, and maybe one day may become president.
You never know.
But we're making that.
Yeah.
So for anyone who thinks that like a woman is not going to be emotional,
just prepare yourself. Yes, your wife is going to be emotional. She may cry.
She's going to snap.
Yep. That one thing that you did that's not a big deal, it's going to be a big deal to her.
Tamra.
But
it's going to be the biggest deal in America.
It is, but just know it's not.
It's temporary.
It is not something. It's temporary.
Yeah.
It's something that's just really hard to control.
So Tamra, were you a crier? Were you a spitter? Have you ever heard of spitters?
No.
Okay, so there's this thing that when you're pregnant, some women have to walk around with a cup, and they spit like all the time, like. Okay, long story.
Oh.
But were you a crier, a spitter? Were you an arguer, or were you sleepy?
All around emotional.
Everything. Right?
All of it. So I wasn't necessarily a crier. I think it was just like everything just felt like a big deal to me, and I couldn't understand why I felt that way. And I would really try to pull it back.
Oh yeah.
You know, we'd be in the car, and you know my husband's driving, and he's like. You know, we're in McDonald's and they forgot the cheese on my burger. And it's like, I felt like I could rip somebody's head off.
Like there was a major issue.
I'm pulling it back because I know in my head, I know this isn't logical.
Right.
Tamara, you shouldn't be getting out the car. You know, what are you doing?
Slamming the door shut.
What are you doing, right?
Right.
But it is such an overwhelming, it literally takes over your thought processes. Like I wasn't thinking. It was just like the next reaction was to get out the car, slam the door, and run in with my supposed to be cheeseburger.
Right.
Half eaten. With a bite in it.
Right.
Ready to go off.
I remember prior to pregnancy, when I got really, really mad, I would cry. Right? So this is just something that my husband has had to deal with. When I get mad, I cry.
Yeah.
When I'm pregnant, I think we are. Yeah. We're identical twins.
I do that too.
But when I was pregnant, when I got mad, God bless America.
It's a different kind of man.
There were no tears. Listen here.
It's almost a little scary.
Yeah,
Kristen.
My neck might have started. My head could have been spinning around on an axis. Okay, but I mean, there is nothing that can stop me. Like I just remember sometimes, like my heart would be racing. I would be so mad, and I would just have to kind of tell myself, like, Kristen, whoa, like calm down.
Slow down.
And it's like almost like this look that my husband would give me, and I'd be like, no, don't look at me like that. These are not the emotions. I am upset because, and you really can try to rationalize it, right?
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's not because of pregnancy.
I mean, and sometimes I want to tell him, like,
it totally
hey,
is.
Just a reminder this morning, like every morning we wake up, I just want to be like, hey, I'm pregnant this morning. Just don't try me. Don't come for me today. You want to know some ways to come for me right now while I'm pregnant? Don't. Okay? That's kind of
the only way. What about the pregnancy brain? Like, What about forgetfulness?
Tamara.
Man, listen.
But what about when you have a career where you gotta be on top of things, and you're just forgetting stuff left and right? That is real.
Yeah. Listen, I have come to work with a black shoe and a blue shoe one day.
Ooh.
Look, it's been...
But what about when you don't come to work and you're supposed to? What about when you got a meeting and you didn't show up?
You didn't miss a meeting.
Yeah. And tried my hardest to get out of it. Like, and I don't like to lie. But I was like trying to do everything other than say, it's pregnancy brain. So you just got to kind of be like, you know what? Yeah. There is no excuse for this.
I'm so sorry.
There's no excuse.
Man, I swear I would forget. Like,
pregnancy brain, the emotions.
Yeah.
Oh, you know one thing that happened to me during pregnancy? I had a ton of dreams. Like, for some reason, and they're not always happy dreams. Like, some of them are just, like, disturbing. You wake up like, what the heck does that? I'd be looking at my husband in his sleep, like, you got something to talk about?
He's so crazy.
But, like, the dreams that you have when you're pregnant, I've always heard people talk about it, but it is so real.
More vivid?
Oh, like I remember all of them. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, I don't remember my pregnancy dreams.
Dreams are so crazy.
I just remember not sleeping.
The sleep is unreal. But I thought that was God's way of preparing us for zero sleep anyway. Yeah. Now, what about, were you salty with your husband when he was laid over there sleeping good? Oh.
So upset.
I was the side-eye queen.
Oh.
I was like looking at him like, this guy over here sleeping.
You think you get to go to work refreshed.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get through. Usually it's right around, when your baby starts to kick and move, and that was just a tough thing. And I tried the little boppy pillow. There was one point that I was like, this is the only thing that I can...
Now that pillow worked for a while.
The one where you can rest your stomach on and kind of... Yeah.
Well, they got this new one that's like a U shape, right?
Yeah. Well, so let's just talk about this. I feel like in the last 5 years, there's been some really cool advancements.
First of all, I feel like if you're pregnant 1 year and you turn to get pregnant the next year, it's a whole new system out there.
A whole new system, man.
You're like, when did they actually got stuff that can monitor the heart rate on the belly? I mean, there's so much stuff. I know. And Chandler's just too. So, I mean, I look at some of the stuff people get now and I'm like, maybe that would have cut back on my emotions. Had I have known that the baby was breathing right. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Well, ladies, hang in there again.
Yes. All kinds of fun.
We, keep your head up, stay strong. Wish you guys a wonderful rest of your pregnancy.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully things will go well and you'll be at the end of the road holding your baby soon.
Yeah, and the last thing I would say is, to all of the women that are trying to get pregnant, that have struggled to get pregnant, know that, keep your prayers coming. We'll be praying for you too. It is absolutely a beautiful journey. And you know what? I'm just a believer that God is able to do all things.
All things, yeah. So keep your head up as well.
Yep. Stay encouraged.
Stay encouraged.
All right. Talk to you guys soon.